Good afternoon. We're here for another iChat with a good friend of mine, Eve Steele, who is a brilliant actor and writer of note. And we're sitting in the BBC Radio studios in Manchester, as you can see. There we go. And this is Eve. Here she is. Bless her. She's we just started our iChat, and then I realised that it wasn't recording. So she's going to act like she hasn't said what she just said. But
completely spontaneous and original.
This is a couple of things. My fault, total douchebag. A couple of things. This morning we were talking about a few things that I wanted to try and chat about again, and they were really interesting. And the first one, just to go over it one more time for us, was actor paranoia. And I was saying that this morning you very kindly came in and you said something to me like an apology.
Something had been going around my head.
Yeah, you said something to me yesterday in the studio that you were worried about, and I hadn't even thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we both shared that thing of like, oh yeah, it's awful when you think you've kind of overstepped your mark or you've offended an actor. Let's just talk about that again.
Yeah, so I think yesterday we were all having a chat about being paranoid as an actor, and there's a couple of ways that your head can still take hold of that paranoia and run with it.
Yeah.
And one is if you go into a job and the other actors are more experienced, more successful or whatever, and you feel like inadequate and you think, oh, they're going to be thinking, why is she there? And you know, like she's not one of us and stuff, so you can feel like an outsider. And
totally.
And the other thing is, you know, we were even saying that if you have done some good work and people say, oh, I saw this show or I heard about this and it was really good, then you think, oh, there's expectations of me now, and they're going to be thinking, she's not that good. You know, that must have been a fluke or whatever.
Absolutely.
So there's plenty of ways, and I think what's really nice is when you talk to other actors about it and you think, it's not just me, I'm not going mad, I don't have to trust what my head says, because when you start really listening to what that paranoia says to you, you're on a losing streak. You start monitoring yourself, feeling self-conscious, and you're not free and spontaneously. And
isn't it amazing how many people feel the same way?
Yeah, when you just start talking to them.
Everybody seems to feel the same way.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think that taps into the sort of notes. So I just made a suggestion yesterday to, you know, just to like a word that, you know, that's like, oh, maybe you could pick that word out more and stuff. And but afterwards, because I made a bit of a joke out of it, I said, you know, because it's in capitals. And then I went home and I
hadn't noticed.
I went home and I thought, oh my God, if you're feeling really paranoid and somebody says that, it could have come across as, you know, because it's in capitals. And really like sneering. And I thought, oh no, what if he thinks I was being really horrible? And so I came back in to apologise.
You did, bless you.
You'd forgotten about it.
It's so funny, isn't it?
But so then we were also talking about the thing of the etiquette is for actors not to give notes to other actors.
Tricky, that.
Yeah, and I remember finding that out on a play and thinking, I think I'd just, you know, given an actor a note or something. I was probably about like 23 and they were about 50 and they were like... and I thought, all right, and it does make sense, but there are times when it can be quite useful, and if it's said in the right way and both people are sort of all right with each other, then it can actually be useful, because we know how another actor's brain works sometimes, and we think,
for sure,
you know, I think maybe they're just missing this piece of information. If they were thinking, what was the instance you said about shock or something?
Shock.
You said somebody said to you, oh yeah, because you've been in shock about.
I'm filming this week, and it's actually a lovely actor who will remain unnamed, beautiful actor. She gave me a little nudge about something, but in totally respectfully. It was brilliant, and she did it so well, and it was great. I was grateful, actually, just like you. Excuse me, with the note that you gave yesterday, I'm really grateful for it, because you've got that many things to think about. Sometimes you miss something really obvious, but I think there's a skill to it. I think there's people who are really good at doing it and people who aren't. I'm rubbish at it. If I try and nudge somebody, I do it. It's really ham-fisted. Ham-handed. What's that? New band. It's really ham-fisted. I tend to worry so much about it coming across badly that it comes across really badly. But then I know people who are incredibly good at doing, at making suggestions. So you kind of want more. You know what I mean? And what about conflicting?
But I have to say, actually, and this is because I'm a writer as well. So there's also the thing of, you know, writers getting a bit of feedback from actors. And there was a line that I'd given to your character, that I'd written for your character that you're playing in this radio play. And there was a bit of alliteration in it, and it was sort of like 3 Ds, deeply disturbed daughter. And I'd kind of thought when I was writing that, quite like that being punched out.
Punch
but
it,
then
yeah,
when you were saying, oh, what do you think about this? I thought, actually, for that character in that situation, yeah, maybe. And you kind of like made a suggestion of, I wonder if it's seriously instead of deeply. And I thought, yeah, that does sound better. But it was, really nice, down to earth conversation, and you were really respectful. You said, because I can do it the other way. Do you want me to try and do it the other way? That's fine.
Good.
And stuff. Whereas I remember when I first started writing, I'd written a radio play, and it was like it was actually an episode of somebody else's series, but I'd written it, and I was in the studio with the director, and actors, don't forget that the writer and director can hear everything you say when you're having a chat between scenes. And the director was saying, oh, I wonder if we should just, like, it's a bit long, if we should just lose these couple of lines. And the actor said, oh, thank goodness, oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad that I don't have to say that. And I was like,
oh, that's awful.
And then I thought, well, actually, you were really not saying it the way it was written to be said.
Awful.
So I was thinking, so it really makes a difference. But I think they probably forgot that the writer was listening to that.
That's extraordinary. Flipping heck. Hey, what about you and putting work on?
Yeah, so what my experience has been, so there's not enough work for actors. There's a lot more actors than there are jobs. Also, there's less work for women. Also, once I had my kids and I didn't look like I was in my 20s anymore, there was less work because of my age.
Yeah.
And I just really fell out of I really ended up outside of the loop. I think I felt like I lost my contacts. I lost a lot of confidence after I had kids. And just never got auditions anymore. And I'd written when I was little, but not really drama. I started writing again, so I created some of my own work. And I wrote the parts for myself that I really wanted to play. As a woman, you often get somebody's girlfriend, somebody's mum as you get older, and you're a bit two-dimensional. And so I wrote parts that I could really get my teeth into.
Brilliant.
And it's been hard work, and I've done a lot of stuff unpaid.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's given me more confidence in my acting abilities again. I've got really good feedback, and I feel like it's put me back in the loop again and reminded people that I exist, and then I have got other work because of that.
Absolutely.
But also my own work's gone well, and I've got more contacts and more possibilities of funding and actually getting paid to do that work now. So it's worked on a few different levels, and I just think for an actor, if you can find a way to put stuff on yourself, it's that much more empowering than waiting for the phone to ring and being desperate to get an audition, being desperate to be given the job at an audition. It just makes you feel like you can do something yourself.
And you had a brilliant one-woman show on at home in Manchester recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
I didn't get to. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Kids
Well, I'm
life.
hoping I'm going to be doing that again. There's a company called Cardboard Citizens.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
Absolutely,
them?
yeah. Adrian Jackson.
That's right. Yeah. And he saw it. I did a private performance for him and a couple of people at a room in the Soho Theatre in London, because I wanted to see what he thought of it, and they like it. And it's not definite yet, but I went for a meeting with Cardboard Citizens last week, and they're hopefully going to produce a tour of hostels and jails, and then running a London theatre at the end of it.
Flipping brilliant.
So that's great, and that's
great.
been a long journey. I first did that at the Edinburgh Fringe in 2016, lost money, really small audiences, but the reviews were very good and people really liked it, and it's been this gradual build and this real labour of love. But it's kind of,
and now it's coming to fruition.
It's getting more, more well known as it goes on.
And I should say, for clarity as well, the radio play, probably what we were saying before might not make any sense. I didn't explain that you've written the play that we're currently recording on radio. So not only are you playing the lead, you've written it. That's the way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, And this is my 5th radio play, and I think I did get a little part in one of the other ones, but this is the first one I've had, the main part in.
Great.
And I sort of wrote a woman my age, Mancunian. Some
Suspicious.
experiences that I've had in the past that the producer knew about.
Amazing.
He was like, and he's seen me do my solo show. I think if he hadn't seen me do my solo show, he might have felt like it was a bit too much of a risk to give me a part that was as weighty as this. But he saw it and he really liked that, and he said, "Go on then."
Yeah.
Go on then.
And you're doing it
brilliantly.
Go on. Yeah.
Well
done.
See.
Oh, nice one. Eve, thanks so much.
No problem.
All right,
no problem.
nice one.
To talk to you.